Part 1. A Day in Modern War. You've seen the clips. Grainy night vision. A soldier whispering into a radio. Then sudden white light. Explosion. Good. It looks chaotic. Random. Almost cinematic. It's not. What you're actually watching is a system. A routine. A day that thousands of soldiers live through, hour by hour. Every movement, every sound, every mistake gets measured in seconds. And sometimes in lives. 17 a.m. That's when the day usually starts. Not sunrise. Not a bugle call. Because in modern war, the enemy isn't waiting for daylight. Drones don't sleep. Above you, somewhere between 100 and 500 meters, there's a quadcopter drone. Maybe a modified DJI Mavic. Cost $1,500. Flight time 30 minutes. It can see heat. It can see you. And if it's carrying a 40 grenade taped underneath, it can kill you. Quietly. So you wake up slow. Controlled. No sudden movement. First rule, don't silhouette yourself. That means you never stand fully upright. Never expose your full body against the sky. Even a second is enough. Because someone is always watching. Always. You check your rifle. Standard issue might be an M4 or an AK-74 depending on the army. 30 rounds per magazine. Most soldiers carry 6 to 10 mags. That's 180 to 300 rounds. Sounds like a lot. It's not. In a real firefight, you can burn through 90 rounds in under 5 minutes. Then what? You wait. Or you run. Now here's the part most people miss. Frontlines today don't move like in World War II. No sweeping arrows across maps. They shift meters at a time. Sometimes 50 meters gained costs 20 lives. Sometimes you hold the same trench for 6 months. And every single day feels exactly like this one. Breakfast isn't a meal. It's a calculation. MRE, meal ready to eat. About 1,200 calories per pack. Designed to last years. You eat fast. Quiet. Because cooking. Smoke. Heat. Signature. And signatures get you killed. Let's talk about what's changed. Because this is not your grandfather's war. Every soldier today is under constant aerial surveillance. Not from satellites, those pass every few hours. From drones that cost less than your phone. Cheap. Disposable. Everywhere. And here's the wild part. The side with more drones usually wins the day. Not the war. Not always. But the day. Yes. Artem. 29 years old. Former construction worker. In March 2023, he became a drone spotter. His job: sit in a trench. Watch a tablet screen. Identify targets. Not fire. Not move. Just watch. For 10 hours a day. He once spotted a convoy, 3 armored vehicles, trying to reposition at dawn. He called it in. Artillery hit them 90 seconds later. All 3 destroyed. He never saw the soldiers inside. But he knows they were there. That's modern war. You kill people you never meet. Artillery is still king. Always has been. In Ukraine, for example, around 70% of casualties are caused by artillery. Not bullets. Not tanks. Shells. A standard 155 artillery shell weighs about 45 kilograms. Explosive filler, around 11 kg. Blast radius. Lethal within 50 meters. Dangerous up to 150. And they don't come one at a time. They come in batteries. 6 guns. Firing in sequence. Boom. 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 Then silence. Then impact. You hear it before it lands. A low whistle. Rising. If it's loud. It's already too late. If it's faint, you have maybe 3 seconds. 3. You drop. Face down. Mouth open to equalize pressure. And you pray. Then everything shakes. Dirt falls. Ears ring. Vision blurs. You check yourself. Arms. Good. Legs. Still there. The guy next to you. Maybe not. It happens that fast. Combat medics move differently. They don't run toward safety. They run toward screams. Tourniquet. 15 seconds. That's how long it takes to stop arterial bleeding. If you do, you can bleed out in under 2 minutes. 2. Communication is everything. Radios today are encrypted. Frequency hopping, meaning they change channels constantly so the enemy can't listen in. But they're not invisible. Electronic warfare, basically weapons that shoot signals instead of bullets, can detect your transmission. Pinpoint it. Then jam it. Or worse, target it. So you keep transmissions short. Grid 4827. 3 vehicles. Moving east. That's it. No chatter. No names. Because names get remembered. And remembered means tracked. Even looking outside is different now. You don't just pop your head up. You use a periscope. Or a camera on a stick. Because snipers, they're still there. And they're better than ever. Modern sniper rifles can hit targets at 1,200 meters. Some specialized systems, like the Che-TAC M200, claim effective ranges up to 2,200 meters. That's over 2 kilometers. You won't even hear the shot. Just impact. By noon, nothing happens. And that's the worst part. Because your brain starts to relax. That's when mistakes happen. A helmet off for a second. A glance too high. A phone turned on. Signals spike. Drones notice. Minutes later. Correction fire. And here's the thing. Drones don't get tired. They don't get bored. They don't blink. A single operator can control multiple drones. Swap batteries. Rotate units. While you're still in that trench. Hungry. Tired. Exposed. Then come the FPV drones. First-person view. These are the scary ones. Originally racing drones. Modified. Weaponized. Speed up to 140 km/h. Payload 1 to 3 kilograms of explosives. Guided manually, like a video game. Except the target is real. And moving. You don't hear them until they're close. A high-pitched buzz. Then impact. Direct hit through a hatch. Or under the chassis. Even tanks aren't safe anymore. A $500 drone can disable a $3 million vehicle. Think about that. That's the new math of war. Cheap versus expensive. Fast versus heavy. And the balance, it's shifting. Around 1400 you write. Not a diary. Coordinates. Observations. Ammo count. Because memory fails under stress. Paper doesn't. And if you don't track your ammo, you might find out at the worst possible moment. Orders come down. Short. Direct. Prepare for rotation. That means you're leaving the line. Maybe. If nothing goes wrong. Resupply is never guaranteed. Ammunition. Water. Medical kits. All of it has to move through the same danger zones. Convoys get targeted. Paths get watched. Sometimes you just don't get what you need. And you make do. Water becomes currency. A soldier needs about 3 to 5 liters a day in moderate conditions. More in heat. Less available under fire. You ration. Sip. Don't drink. Because running out isn't an option. 30. The light changes. Shadows stretch. This is when movement starts. Because visibility drops, but not completely. It's the in-between. And that's dangerous. Night gear comes out. Night vision goggles. Thermal scopes. Green glow. Limited depth perception. You can see, but not perfectly. And the enemy, they can see too. Artem is still watching. Same screen. Same trench. Different targets. He's been here 11 hours. Eyes dry. Fingers numb. He spots movement again. Infantry this time. 4 figures. 300 meters out. He hesitates. Just for a second. Then calls it in. Fire mission. Coordinates confirmed. Guns respond. 20 seconds. Then, impact. Dust. Silence. No confirmation. Just absence. 10. Rotation begins. You move low. Vast. In pairs. Never in a straight line. Zigzag. Because straight lines are predictable. Predictable gets you killed. And here's where part 1 ends. Because you think the day is over. You think you survived. But the night is when things get different. Quieter, closer, and far more personal. Part 2, the night fight. The night doesn't calm things down. It sharpens them. Sound travels farther. Light becomes a liability. And every step you take matters more than it did in daylight. Because now you're not just being watched. You're being hunted. Movement at night is slower. Deliberate. You place your foot, then shift weight. Not the other way around. Snap a twig. Someone 200 meters away might hear it. Drop metal. That echo carries. And here's the part people don't expect. You start hearing things that aren't there. Fatigue does that. Lewis, 24. Infantry. Before the war, he worked in logistics. Now he moves ammo under fire. Tonight, he's part of the rotation team, bringing fresh soldiers in. Taking exhausted ones out. He hasn't slept more than 4 hours in the last 48. His hands shake. He says it's the cold. It's not. You reach the handover point. Quick exchange. Ammo. 2 mags left. Casualties. 1. Evacuated. No time for stories. No time for names. Because names slow you down. And slowing down is dangerous. Thermals come alive at night. A human body glows like a light bulb against cold ground. Even through light cover. Even through darkness. That means hiding is harder. But spotting is easier. For both sides. And yes, drones are still up. Some even more effective at night. Thermal cameras. Infrared. They don't care about darkness. They don't care about fear. They just see. Somewhere maybe 5 kilometers away, a drone operator sits in a warm room. Controller in hand. Screen glowing. He sees what the drone sees. Your trench. Your movement. Your mistake. And he's calm. Because to him, this is distance. To you, it's everything. FPV drones at night are worse. Harder to spot. Harder to hear. That high-pitched buzz. It blends into the dark. And when you finally notice, it's already diving. Flash. Impact. Dirt. Smoke. Screams. You react on instinct. Grab weapon. Check left. Check right. Adrenaline hits like a truck. No thinking. Just movement. Lewis hears someone yelling. He moves toward it. That's the thing about soldiers. They don't freeze. They move. He finds a man, bleeding from the leg. Shrapnel. Tourniquet goes on. Tight. The man screams. Good. That means he's still alive. Time matters here. You have what medics call the golden minute. Not an hour. A minute. That's your window to stop massive bleeding before shock sets in. Miss it. You lose him. Simple as that. Comms light up. Contact. Contact. Grid 4912. Short. Urgent. But something's wrong. Static. Interference. Electronic warfare again. Signals getting jammed. Messages breaking. You repeat. Louder. Riskier. Because broadcasting more means revealing more. Let's break that down. Electronic warfare, you, is basically fighting with invisible weapons. You don't shoot bullets. You disrupt signals. Jam radios. Blind drones. Spoof GPS, meaning you trick navigation systems into thinking they're somewhere else. And when that happens, a drone might miss. Or worse, hit the wrong target. It happens more than people think. Drones crashing. Signals lost. Targets missed. War isn't perfect. It's messy, chaotic, and full of failure. Then light. A flare goes up. Everything turns white. Night becomes day for 30 seconds. And in that moment, everyone freezes. Because movement is death. You don't breathe. You don't move. You wait. Second stretch. Heart pounding so loud you think others can hear it. Then the light fades. And everything moves again. Vast. This is when small assaults happen. Not big offensives. Not tanks rolling in. Just 6 to 12 soldiers. Moving low. Bounding, one group moves while the other covers. Step, stop, cover, repeat. Slow, but effective. Distances shrink at night, sometimes to 50 meters, sometimes closer. And at that range, it's no longer about technology. It's about reaction, speed, training, and luck. This is the moment people imagine war to be. Close, personal, immediate. But here's the truth. It's rare. Most of the time, you never see the enemy. You just feel them. Instead, you guide fire. Spot. Adjust. Fire again. Modern artillery can correct within meters after just one spotting round. Thanks to drones. Thanks to data. It's precise. Cold. Efficient. Lewis finally sits. Just for a minute. Back against dirt wall. Eyes unfocused. He's still holding his rifle. Finger near the trigger. Because even resting, you're not safe. 4:43 a.m. Time moves strangely here. Minutes feel like hours. Hours disappear. You stop tracking days. You track events. The explosion. The rotation. The call. That's your timeline now. Dawn creeps in. Slow. Quiet. Light returns. And with it, visibility. Relief. Not really. Because now the drones come back in full force. Morning launches. Recon drones. FPVs. Fixed-wing units. Some armies deploy dozens at once. Swarm tactics, overwhelming defenses with numbers. You shoot one down. 5 more are coming. And hitting them isn't easy. They're small, vast, agile. You can empty a magazine and still miss. But sometimes, you get one. Lucky shot. Drone drops. Small victory. Doesn't change the war. But it matters. Because morale. That's everything. Now step back for a second. Zoom out. Because here's the part most people don't see. All of this, every movement, every shot, every drone feed, is connected. Data flows upward. From soldiers like Lewis to commanders kilometers away. They see patterns, movements, weaknesses, and they decide where the next strike happens. This is modern warfare. Not just bullets, not just bravery, but information, speed, and adaptation. By 0600, you've been awake for over 24 hours. Maybe longer. You're still alive. That's the metric. Not victory. Not territory. Alive. And here's the aha moment. Most people think war is about firepower. Bigger guns. Better tanks. Faster jets. It's not. It's about who can find the other guy first. And hit him before he even knows he's been seen. That's it. Detection beats destruction. Every time. A $500 drone spotting a $5 million tank. A $1,000 signal jammer stopping a $100,000 missile. A soldier with a tablet directing artillery worth millions. The math is broken. And it's changing everything. So which tool matters most? The drone. The artillery. The rifle. Wrong question. It's the network, the system that connects them. Because alone, each piece is limited. Together, they're overwhelming. Lewis finishes his shift. Sort of. He helps load the wounded onto a vehicle. Watches it drive off. Doesn't know if the man will make it. He doesn't ask. He can't. Artem finally looks away from the screen. 12 hours. Dozens of targets. He stretches his fingers. They hurt. He'll be back tomorrow. Same screen. Same war. And that's the reality. A day at the front line doesn't end. It loops. Over and over. Different names. Same pattern. No music. No victory speech. Just silence. Then another whistle. And it starts again. Because in modern war, there is no off switch. Only survival.